Futuremania is a 2003 Disney cartoon that aired as part of the penultimate episode of House of Mouse, House of Genius. It's the 25th episode of the third season, and watching it as part of that episode, I really enjoyed it. I don't think I'd ever seek it out to watch it on its own, but if you've never seen it, I'd say it's probably worth watching. Von Drake has this creation, it's called a future viewer, and he allows Goofy and Mickey and Donald to use this contraption to look into the future where they will see solutions to problems that they have today. For example, Donald is fed up of his nephews running rings around him, so he puts on this future viewer and he can see that in the future there will be a solution to that. And I won't say what it is, I don't want to spoil any of it. It's a very creative episode. There are a lot of kind of fun inventions and fun suggestions of what the future might hold. But it shows that also not everything is easy and convenient, and this future viewer might suggest that these problems will be solved, but maybe they'll bring along their own problems, and it shows that technological advances are not always the great things that they seem. Mickey, for example, just to kind of give a bit of context, Mickey's problem is that he doesn't get to see enough of Minnie. But in the future, he'll be able to see her all the time, on video whenever he wants, even if she's not wanting it, which is a bit bizarre. And yeah, that solves that problem, but it also creates the new problem of that they barely see each other face to face, which I mean is just a brilliant commentary on today's life because, I rarely see people face to face. Most of my human interactions are done online. I work from home, I live at home, I basically never need to leave the house. And I think it kind of really highlights that you can solve these problems and that technological advances could potentially solve problems we have today, but they will create new problems. It's a really good episode, very thought-provoking. The only thing that kind of felt realistic, and this is, I guess, a tiny spoiler of something in Mickey's little section, is that he had a wrist phone and he could take phone calls on his wrist. And I thought, well, that's not exactly too far out of the imagination, is it? This was, of course, 2003. 20 years later, you can get phone calls on your wrist, which is something I don't understand, but never mind. It's a good episode. It's good fun. It's a nice, fun cartoon. It's very, very creative, well animated, really good pacing, great mix of characters. As part of that episode of House of Mouse, I enjoyed it. As I said, I don't think I liked it enough to want to go back and watch it on its own or seek it out again later. Maybe I will in 20 years' time and see what the predictions are like then. But I'd say it's worth watching at least once. It's pretty good fun.